Grand Rising, everyone. Is Shay Seeking. And yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot of like, I don't know. I think I'm just thinking about like, I had to put this on because I'm trying to cover up. And at the same time, it's kind of chilly out here. So, and I don't know. I mean, I think this video is like a couple, like 20 seconds long or something. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be all right if I play it on here. But like I said, like, it's just like, I don't know, at this point, there's like a lot of like what I call downloads and just information coming in. I feel like, some people have a question, which is, that's fine, because I try to be as transparent as possible on this channel. So some people have a question as to if what I'm doing is for attention or what I'm doing is for this or that. And the way I look at it is like, okay, you have someone's. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And it's kind of like you're going through this journey and it's something that's like otherworldly. Like, it's something that is like divine, I guess. And it's something that people are not used to. And it's something that is just new. And again, some of us are like storytellers. Like, we've been placed here. We have done the work. We've put in the time to be able to be here at this time and try to tell these stories and put them together the way that they're supposed to be. So again, by way of Akashic records or remembering, that's why I like to, say that this is just what we're trying to promote on this channel. It's just remembering. And it's like, it's really bigger than me. It's really bigger than any of us. And I think right now it's just like mine. It reminds me of like Nemo. With the with the fish, I think it was. I was like mine. And it's just like, at this time, it's about all. Like, it's about all for me. And so, and it's just about setting, again, order in the court and setting the record straight. So I don't know, for some reason, like the Queen of Hearts, like it's little tidbits and pieces of things that are just coming in or I see or run across. And I don't know, it's just so funny. Like, so last night, right? Oh. Okay. So last night, and I think that, just because I am the way that I am and that I can be someone that is, I think, very, I can always like have a smile on my face and I can be very, good, to people. But at some point in time when you get tired of certain things and you're put here for a purpose and people want to make it the butt of a joke, for me, it is something about proving something to myself, right? And then, if someone else sees something there, then it is what it is. So again, I know that I am protected. I know I am here for a reason. Every day there's confirmation coming in, but that turns you into a target. It turns you into a target. So for me, being here and not speaking, it's easier. Like Queen Mary of Scots said, when they said, oh, I'd like to old you on that show, Rain. And she said, yeah, it was easier to kill her. So she's about business. So I might have a smile on my face, but there's fire in my soul. You know what I'm saying? And damn, I want to even say like fire, in my eyes, because I think at this point in time, we are seeing differences and changes even in your body, in your skin, in your, facial features. Sometimes I look like what my face looked like today, but then I'm like, damn, you was just looking some way different the other day, or your skin tone was a little bit darker, or your face looked a little bit, and it's not just like by weight or by anything. There's something else going on, right? And so last night I decided I was gonna, because I have my little single journals that I'm making, but I also wanted to make a baby journal for some reason for a girl. And so I'm gonna make like a 4, well, anyways, okay, I'm sorry. That ain't got nothing to do with this. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay. So I had these papers, right? Because, I tea dye and coffee dye paper to put in the journals. And again, I think I shared this front page here a while back, The Great Lion of God, right? And so when I can't stand like breaking down books, but a lot of these books are in bad shape already. or it's just books that you can just find anywhere that costs $1 on Amazon or something that you can find, and so it's not really that big of a deal. But I was putting a journal together and I stopped in my tracks because I was reading something on this paper. I'm like, hold on. What are we talking about? So one thing leads to another, leads to another. So again, I'm just taking you guys on the journey with me, because maybe some of you guys are experiencing these kind of things in your life. And again, maybe you're seeking some kind of clarity or some kind of something to help you remember. And so, yes, at the end of the day, it is for attention, to bring attention to the fact that we are here. And there are people that don't want us here. There are some people that are ecstatic that you're here. You maybe will not hear about this because most of the people that you're around, and friends and family and people you grew up with, even though they may know or they may think or they may see, they're not going to want to give it the proper, they're not going to want to give you or it their time, right? So again, that leaves people that are very powerful, but they don't have either by way of design, or they just don't have those types of platforms where, you know, they can share their story. And so again, that leaves those people isolated. And somewhat, I'm sorry, because something got in my eye right before I decided to turn on the camera. So again, we're just bringing awareness to the fact that we are seeking ourselves, we are healing ourselves, we are looking to source. And you know, I think that this sharing little daily things, that little signs and stuff that people may not pay attention to, that when source is trying to share or tell you something, when your angels or your guides and your ancestors are trying to show you something, so to just slow down. Because for that moment when I was creating, I did turn off the music, because it's just, I noticed that like for a long time I was not listening. When I get in my car, I wasn't listening to music or nothing, because I felt like, okay, I'm at home, something is playing all the time. I'm in my car, something playing all the time. I'm over here, something playing all the time. I'm on my phone, something playing all the time. So for a while, for a couple of years, I was not listening to anything. And then again, during this journey, I feel like, because these things are important, music, art, all these things. At one point in time, the way that I think led me back to being, or led me into tapping into, even, you know, when I'm thinking of like angels or guides or those that are brought here to teach us a lesson or show us something, music kind of was the gateway to open that back up, right? So I have to admit that part. And it's not just music, it's certain individuals' music that, you know, brought me to the point where, wait a minute, we're looking at something totally different. You know what I'm saying? Are you really paying attention to the lyrics in the song, or are you just bopping to the beat? So it's just like, you know, and then after that, going back into the oldies and even listening to some of the old stuff, like the OJs, and I don't know, all these songs, it's kind of like we look at the music in a certain sense, right? But a lot of this stuff was placed here. It's like stones or something, leading you to a better understanding of a lot of things. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but yes, I don't know. That it's like listening just up down the yellow brick road or something. Like, I don't know. So again, oh, there was a story in here. And again, the book, okay, so again, this best I could do, because I know already took the book apart and tea-dyed it and baked it and everything. And so I think it kind of was just like a flattering thing to read some of this stuff and how these gods and these people were talking about their children, you know? Oh. It's kind of like a synchronicity, something is going on here. So to hear how these individuals are talking about their children, like they're watching over their children, you know, on earth or something. And they're like, no, well, my, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. It's just weird. Okay. So they're arguing over like whose child is like the best. And, it's kind of like this whole thing that, like I'm saying about this not imaginary competition that's going on this plane right now. But it's kind of like things are being prepared and people are being put in place. So I kind of scanned through and I'm kind of upset. Like I said, I'm going to try to find the book again and order it. I'm going to try to order it. And again, I'm going to go through it, like I said, the way it is right now. And I'm going to, I tried to put it together last night, but yeah, there's a ton of pages that's missing that I probably already put in journal somewhere. And so like, there's no way to get it back. But, I want to read, hold on one second. I'm trying to find this one page that started me off like, hold on, what are we talking about here? Is it this one? Okay, I think it's this one. Okay. Wait. Okay. Hello, raise his eyes. Okay. See, the Messiah will come obscurely as the humblest of men, and few will know him. The Holy One of Israel will not come unheralded, cried Reb Isaac. To be born as Isaiah appears to you to have prophesied would be to live unknown and die in futility. Wow. Then to whom was Isaiah speaking? Okay. Asked Hillel, possibly some obscure prophet concerning the birth of the Messiah. He says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, which again, son is just descendant. Okay. And the government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment, with justice from henceforth, even forever. Does that not speak of the grandeur of his coming? So again, I mean, it's a kind of like the same thing that I was just about to say. And it's just a random page that we just picked up, 187. So again, this is just a clarification. We're just looking. We're just trying to find out what the hell going on around here, because there's some things going on. So again, we see that there, with the other video, that there is a somewhat thing going on between a idol and the true son or descendant. One is going to be lofty. One is going to be known. One is not. They're thinking that he's not even, or she is not even going to be known. They're going to live unknown and die in futility. So again, this is what they think. This is just what already I had known, what already we talked about on this channel. So this is the reason why I'm doing the videos. This is the reason why I'm trying to bring awareness, because again, it would just be a silent scandal if that wasn't the case. But wait a minute, there's a silent smear campaign that's going on behind the scenes as well. So when we're, okay, this song right here came up this morning, and I'm just thinking like, hold on, we might be able to play this. We might be able to play it. Somebody had put this up on Instagram. So again, this is the day in the life of me not having no time to be playing with nobody. I'm listening, I'm paying attention, right? And again, although I'm smiling all the time because I just like to smile, I'm not here to play no games. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody owns something that's belonged to me, it's going to have to be coming back. And so we're going to get down to the bottom of it. And hopefully, again, if there's some people that would like to connect, I feel like in a sense where people feel like, do somebody need help? Okay, Source is helping me. Yes, it would be nice to be linking up with like-minded people. But during this journey, I have met or run into so many instances where I'm dealing with people that are deceptive, and I am a giver, thinking of even the life giver, right? A life giver. And so that's just somebody that tends to give. And then all the people that are around you are just people that want to take. You know, and then when the taking is no more, then they will try to take you the fuck up out of here. So at the end of the day, this is all I can do. And what I feel like is whatever energy is around me, whatever's going on within me and around me is almost like even like retinal something. Like I feel like whenever I discover something and I know it, right? Because I'm already knowing it, right? Then I find out information that confirms it for me. And that's really the only thing that's important. So once I do this, there is some way that I'm being surveilled where people know what I'm, and so now they want to try to brush it off. Even, like I said, with friends and family and stuff, people want to be looking like, oh, this person is crazy. But a lot of these people benefited from your downfall. A lot of people went behind closed doors and did certain things, and they know exactly who they are to keep you in your situation, to have a one-up over you, to help and assist with your taking down. Right. So again, it's just like, okay, so this song is right here, that made me think about this today. Like I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just tell my story, and that's just it. Right. So let's listen to this part. Michael was telling us something. Right. So y'all heard that. So hold on. So, I heard that. I'm sitting there doing my makeup and I'm listening, and I'm just like, you know what? This is what it feels like. So even when I was bringing to attention, like them crucifying certain individuals that are in that status in the heavens on this plane, right? Remember, there's the heavens, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. So again, what we talking about? We talking about this is the God of this world, this worldly realm, really the God? Or have they set up a throne that is about as high as, and again, now we're coming back for some form of redemption or to right the wrongs so that the wrong person doesn't end up on the throne. We're talking about a throne, right? That's going to be there forever. We're talking about like scepters never leaving Judah. We're talking about these particular things that are like setting something in stone. So if someone else gets into that place, it's going to be harder for us to get that form of justice. And again, so that's what he said. And I wish we could break it down, right? But like he's talking about on the news and speculation and, just the whole thing of somebody like crucifying someone. Basically, that's it. To crucify someone. And again, while I'm being distracted, they're using certain people that want to be on those thrones in order to crucify. And so, no, I'm not going to sit back. I'm not going to sit still. They want to try to make it seem like I need to be over here afraid for my life. But we're dealing with the great lion. I wish I would have had my little segment necklace on today. But we ain't got it on. Y'all done seen it before. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite piece of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So, this is in general. I'm just talking to y'all today. I'm just bringing up certain points. So hopefully if somebody come across this video, if they grab something and then turn it into something even greater, right? Like, again, I want to, and I may have time and I may not want to go into, now they're talking about the human infrastructure bill. So I went and I'm looking at bill. Again, I may do a video on it later on, but I may not. But it's important, for us moving forward, for us to realize, realize, and recognize what a bill really is. And do we need these bills? And how many do we have? And do anybody really sit back and study and view every single thing about these things? So, or is this just some kind of confusion? Do we need it? What? People mad about the 10 Commandments, but damn, can we just start there? Can we get rid of everything else and just start there? And add no, can we add one more? About molestation? Because it's like, kind of like when it comes to things like this, it just feels like it's off with your head. So when I'm saying, and maybe that's why I'm in my Queen of Hearts mode today. And like when it comes to like I was saying, what was I saying? The reason why I do this, right? Is like I said, I feel like whatever I'm thinking and everything like this, somebody already knows. So again, if I feel a certain type of energy around me that might be negative because I'm putting something out, as long as I'm not lying, it's something about the truth, it's something that's going to wake people up, then what's the big deal, you know? But if I only know that I know, and the people that are observing me that don't want me to know, that puts me in a kind of situation. So I don't want to step on any toes or burn any bridges when it comes to anyone that is maybe assisting, because I know they have their stuff they have to deal with in their realms and in their place when we're talking about the ancestors, the guides and angels. But at the same time, silence is being in agreement to something. And I'm not agreeing to anything that has been done to me, on me, around me. Them being, again, and then the whole thing about someone being on the shoulders, right? Okay. So again, on the shoulders is a oppressing, suppressing kind of stance, right? Where if there's someone behind, that's something that, and when I'm saying this whole idolized version of this, is under your nose, right? Because we're going to talk about the sardine color and how that's supposed to be, it's the color of the holy, right? But at the times when Satan is on the throne, it's going to be incorporated in the symbol, right? So we already, in the video that we did about some of these Indians, right? Some of these nations or whatever, we'll notice that the image that I showed you of the bird, it is what color? Sardis. If we look at the name of the person that just passed away or was murdered, whatever happened, okay, in Haiti or Haiti, if you look at his coat of arms, it might look red, right? But is it Sardis? And is it with the white raiment, the 24 elders? Because it's red and white. And then when you look at the symbol of Haiti itself, see, I'm getting off track, but we on track. I'm pointing things out at this point. Because this is the way, okay? So again, that red is going to be incorporated. Maybe that's why they make Satan red. Because again, when we're looking at this, then it goes back to Columbus and the islands that he actually went to first. When we're talking about fallen angels, we're talking about these things, you know. Okay. So again, but this is another little thing that I found right here where it says the Episcopal coat of arms of, what's his name? It looks like it's saying Reverend. And it says Moises. I don't know. I was thinking Moshe or Moses when I first saw the name, because I said, wait a minute, what's this man's name? But it said Moises M. What you see what it said? Okay. You see what it said. All right. So I don't know how old this is or anything, but we'll notice here, right here. You got that lamb right there, because we're talking about emerald. We're going to talk about emerald too. I'm going to read a little article. And you'll see, you know, an emerald, like, is my birthstone, right? And you'll see that lamb is standing there on that turf. But there's also something coming through his, there's a staff or a scepter that's going through his body. Yeah, you dig? And then you got 20. Okay. All right. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't know if it was 24 elders or not. But you got 12 little gold men shaped things right there, right? Right? But behind them, you got these shadows, right? It's almost like a scapegoat I'm kind of getting here. Okay? And when you count those up, the two in the middle is kind of like attached, right? So it's kind of like a joining almost, right? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, yeah, you have 12. You have 12. So I'm wondering if these are the 20 and 4, right? I mean, these things are very symbolic, and we broke down a couple of coat of arms on this channel before. But that was just very kind of strange to me. And so it says here, it says the shield, the entire field of the coat of arms is the figure of the soil, the land. And so what I'm saying is there's a mix between. It's almost like I'm even thinking about the caduce or whatever you call it, I don't know, with the two serpents going up it, right? So I know if we're talking about the world, the way they want to operate today, I'm they Satan. If we're talking about going back to Mother Earth and going back to our roots and going back to what's natural and getting rid of a lot of the stuff that they brought in here that is not beneficial to us, you see what I'm saying? And we have people coming in under the guise of something that's something else, and we're trying to get rid of deception. We're trying to get rid of all this stuff that is causing chaos and things like this, because chaos, Mother Nature doesn't just start chaos for no reason. Global warming and all these things is not for no reason. So I found this very interesting because we're talking about the moon and the stars, and how I told you even when it came to the discovery of witches with Diana, that again, they thought that she was coming to kill the children of the moon, but actually she was trying to find out a way where they could work it out where, everybody got their respect, but it's a way, right? So I told you guys, even when we're talking about he fixed these signs in Genesis, the moon and the star, the moon, the stars is those people that individuals or whatnot would be in the heavens. Again, or we could be talking about the heavens of this earth, which is in certain positions in society, right? Angels also mean soldiers, so again, once we start looking at it in this way and we look at the sun and the moon, well, that's representing the so-called Muslims and the Christians. And there's a lot of talk about Moors and stuff right now, and people would look at them as the moon. But again, this girl would have had the blood of many things. So again, this is why I go back to creation or prior to creation. Because even if there were people here in the Americas, they had to start with some certain people, and those people are going to be the ones with the oldest traits, with the most, and see, so you're going to have access to the most Akashic records. You're going to be more in tune. These things, and again, I guess, genealogy can help you with this, but again, there's something that's in us that is just telling on its own. Because again, those forms and those documents could be altered. They have been. I know that they are. So I don't know. It's just, and then I just think about I don't know. I started thinking lately about godparents and how in the garden, Eve said, I got help from the Lord. And I'm thinking, what exactly does that mean? And we go back to the minstrel and we go back to what is really going on here. It's even ancient aliens, gods, everybody, the Nephilim, these things are talked about, in the biblical text. In this Bible, we even have Marduk or whatever, and other images of these particular things. So, and it's from like the 1800s. So it's just like, it's a time to just open up the mind here, because that's the only way. That's the only way to get tapped in. I mean, so anyway, it says of the soil. And so, you know, and again, everything is not always everything, right? But it was just so funny how I was saying my name yesterday, and then I'm like, Shalanda. And I'm thinking like, hold on. Someone kept saying, let the dry land appear. Let the dry land appear. And I know when we're talking about dry land, we're talking about barren land. Now, we can say it's barren because it don't want to give birth. We talk about it's barren because society doesn't want to let it give birth. Or because it's something too rare and too new that they don't understand and they're afraid of. Or we're talking about that did not join with waters. They don't want nothing to do with it no more. And they know that. And so that's a problem. That is a problem, because now we have to face some facts here. And people are getting a little bit nerve-wracked about this, because more people are paying attention to us, meaning just people in general that have these abilities or these gifts. And some people are winding up missing, and some of these people that have land wealth and things like that they don't even know about. We think that it's just on the level of police brutality, but no, right now there's other sinister things going on that have to do with you and your, so that's why I said I'm never knocking nobody. I'm never saying not to find out, but has more to do with also people that are in the gates already that have access to certain things. And again, same thing we said about organ harvesting and all these other things. Hey, you need this? Okay, well, this person has this type. Okay, yeah, we can just stage this, and these niggas just gonna think that it was one of them that killed them. And guess what? Takes me back to Cairo on American Gods at the morgue. And I don't know if this guy reminded me of Anubis or another person that was preparing the bodies. And he said that they prepare all the bodies of people that die within a big vicinity. And I was thinking even Chicago. Since the 1800s, they've been handling those souls, And then it's so funny about fighting for the soul of America. What is the soul of America? Because when they were saying it, I already knew who and what they were talking about. Just little things. It's just little things, y'all. So I don't even know where we're going with this. Today, I'm just displaying some things that I thought were strange that we could look at. And again, it would be funny that I have this sardis colored dress on, and that there is a sardis tone to my skin, which made me also look at my eyes, right? These are the things, and that's what I'm saying. It's not even to prove, it's even to share the fact that the Bible is just your story. It's his story and yours intertwined. It's just written by the so-called victors in some portions, right? And so it's going to look some kind of way. But again, this is just for the naysayers of the biblical. So it's not even just about me. It's hoping that people can build another relationship with the biblical text the way that we should be right now, so that we can get somewhere possibly, and we can get a deeper understanding instead of just looking at it on the surface. Because we're not promised the next day. And without anybody on this plane, with them basically making you look some kind of way, and like nobody want to even have nothing to do with you, right? They want to make your fight for life and for people in general is going to be looked at as a problem, So again, we're going to look at this, and this is jasper, because I think these are the colors that are on the breastplate, right? So we see they were saying that jasper was a one color, right? But over time it could change. So we're looking at the jasper and the sardis, right? Okay. Because again, in that image, Now these are, they look gold, right? But over time, this seal has changed, right? But there's that red sardis color behind them. And this thing here, for some reason, when I looked up my name, and it went in Wikipedia, it said it didn't have that much information, but there was a cross kind of like this one. Beside the bottom part was not sticking all the way down to the ground. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of some kind of, you know what I'm saying? So like, again, if I'm saying something, you know, y'all know I'm just being transparent. It don't matter to me. There's nothing really I'm trying to prove. And so, oh, anyway. It's just like little things like this. Like that's it. This is from like the ancestors, dude. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. So I came and I'm sitting chilling this morning, just getting ready to do this video. And the OJ's Darling, Darling Baby came on. And it says message in the music. Ain't that somebody, you know what? Somebody said something about communicating. It was another soul sibling that said something about communicating through music to listen more, right? And then I noticed this here. Look at, I had to just take a screenshot of it real quick because of the indigenous attire. I don't know, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Are we listening enough, right? So then this leads me to also speaking of Ishtar or Inanna, whatnot. And, you know, my daughter came up to me the other day and said something about, yeah, something about God and, you know, you're in the belly or something. I don't know. She said in the belly and then the side or something. I don't know. It was something weird that she said. And I'm just looking at her. God, she just be saying stuff because these babies, I'm telling you. And it's just like, But then when I saw this, like I started looking at my eye color this morning. I'm like, hold on, your eye color is changing, right? And so again, this is my story. I'm hoping that this don't come off the wrong way to y'all. It's really, I don't have no other choice but to want to be here to try and right wrongs. If you've been walking with me on this channel or anywhere else for the past 10 years, it just like my Facebook page just turned from about me to only about information, dude, about 8-10 years ago. And then the same thing, I started this channel probably like 3 years ago, and there's a ton of information. It might take me a while, like I said, but when, you know, you're doing something or whatever, if you want to listen or go back into it, like the reason why I just put little seeds out there is because, again, I know that there's people that are already aware, and all they need to do is catch wind of something that might have been said, and it'll take them somewhere, right? So I just noticed her eyes, and then the sun, you know, with the eyes like fire, you know. And I'm just thinking, like, because I'm coming away, I'm learning, and I'm, you know, on this journey or whatever with you guys. And so I'm not coming on here trying to sound like, now they're gonna say it's Ruby. They say it's Ruby in this image here. She reminds me of Helena Troy too, Helena of Troy. I'm getting that energy. But they saying it's Ruby, but I'm like, is it really? You know, is it really? So again, after those things, I'm like, okay, well, let's finish reading what it says here. Okay, about what it says. Okay, so it says but it says the soil of Vinta. The Vinta symbolizes the diversity of region. The color of the soil refers to the union of Christians, Muslims, and Lumads, who are together as a community in the spirit of the words are kind of small, interreligious dialogue. Wow. The boat that serves as the base point of the shield represents the church in the journey amidst the waves. Waves don't die. That song just came to my mind. The waves coming the boat's way represent how amidst the difficulty of the tide, Christ is ever present to show the beauty of one's journey. And there we go. This is just, and that sounds so basic. that, like, you're your savior, whatever. When I say that, that means that inner work has to be done for us to get to a point to even be serving ourselves and serving source. That's it. Right? So again, I'm just here to, it's that journey. And also, I don't know, it's reminding me of Osiris or one of them, to help guide on the journey across. Now, I don't know, this says Galero tassels. This broad-brimmed hat, once worn in cavalcades, is no longer used, but remains as a heraldic emblem. The 12 tassels coming from the Galero indicate Bishop-elect Moises Sever, y'all seen the name, ranked within the church as a successor of the 12 apostles, and the green is borrowed from the former time when bishops wore green, as opposed to the purple they traditionally wear today. Okay, so the purple, and the purple is like over the heads on this thing. Excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead and read the article, right? So I just decided that an hour is what tops is what we're gonna be spending on these videos, okay? But hopefully, they're packed with some type of information, And so I was looking at all this stuff yesterday, and I'm thinking, like, hold on. I noticed that some people, I don't know, I'm just in my feelings about how I should feel about it, but somebody was watching something on the President, that he was in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and they're talking about these whole things about the prick or whatever, and I was just thinking, like, I feel uneasy, a little too close for comfort. Just in case, I don't know. I just be thinking, if I could be changed, if I'm here for something, I'd be just looking at people like I'm just seeing what you doing. I'm just watching your works. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm going to look. I'm not going to look at you for no. I'm just watching the works, because things could be looking strange. People could be acting strange, but who knows? Who knows what's behind it? But I think the last time when they came this way and he was going to be around for like 3 days, it was a strange feeling too. I don't know, y'all. And I'm not afraid of going there as to what we're seeing and not seeing, the things we're aware of and the things that we are not aware of, the things that are done under our noses and the things that are done in the dark, or I don't know. I just always got to keep my eyes open, and that's just it at the end of the day. All right. So it's not like, it just seemed like, I was sent to do it. It just seemed like I'm was sent to do it, and to meet up with other people that do it. And, we don't exactly have to be in the same town and everything, because I don't think that that's going to happen really. But just being able to, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I'm listening to somebody and something triggers thought. So everything around me, I feel like, is serving us in this time. Other individuals, no matter what they do for a living, where they work, what caste or class they're in, is something going on. Okay? So again, this should only take a little minute to read this part. So it says, Jasper describes the light of foundation and walls of holy Jerusalem. And this is just a Bible study tool thing that popped up when I was trying to find stuff about Jasper and Sardis. Okay? It said it was the last of the 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel, which were mounted in the breastplate of the high priest. When Satan was in the garden of God. So when Satan was in the garden of God, his covering included precious stones like jasper. Modern ignorance in ancient terminology makes precise identification of the stone quite tentative. probably the equation of ispid, aspida, PD. I don't know what that's about, but it says Jasper stone. So maybe that's in a different language or something because it's using the I. Yeah, ISPD. Yeah, I think it's saying Jasper, but it's spelled IASPIDI. So maybe it's a different language or a different time. To the modern jasper, which is a dull, opaque. And then it says Alfred is wrong because the modern stone is hardly considered costly as the text implies. From Revelations 21:11, where it is called the most precious. So again, it's also reminding me of God's most precious. I don't know. I just say things that come to mind, whatever. Okay, which the jasper was not. Okay, embroidered infers it was a diamond. Okay, it's almost like a diamond in the rough. Wow. And so anyways, like when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm not trying to shame or knock nobody down. You know what I'm saying? I see us as, anybody that's trying to do, and sometimes, like, again, we can all be deceived, right? So this is why I don't have, like, I'm just trying to do what I feel like is right. It's not even nothing personal to anybody. Sometimes it makes me look like the bad guy. I just want to bring the information out. There's no motives for nothing. Like a sardis stone, the sardis, better known in our days as carnelian, is red. Ancient authorities who call it blood colored and take to describe the righteous wrath of God, the color of fire and divine anger. The stone is also mentioned as a part of Satan's covering in the garden. Okay, so again, when we're talking about Satan's covering, it just almost made me think, what happened? Hold on. Okay. A covering is something that you use to cover something up. Now, we already did the breakdown. I'm just saying. Because sometimes there is a something that does have something to do with, like, some of these details in these books, y'all, is scary. I was reading something about Elisheba in this. It's scary. Not scary, but it's amazing for me. It just keeps me but it's just like, man, how long ago did somebody write this, and what we talking about right now? So a lot of this stuff in this biblical text is not even about the ancestors. They're in there, but it's a lot about us. But you have to know yourself and search that, like Moana, like the stuff that's within, like, it's there. This outer worldly stuff can help, yes, when it comes to their world, but I don't feel like I need to clarify anything with them. I am who I am. I am who I say I am. They don't get to choose they don't get to pick apart my life and expose certain pieces of my life and try to make me look some way. No. So maybe that's also why I'm doing it. So again, okay, in the first 12, okay, the breastplate of the high priest, the inclusion of both the first stone sardis and the last stone jasper from the breastplate denote the idea of all Israel. First and last, beginning and end, the Alpha and the Omega. The jasper and the sardine stone are first and last, the first and the last of these 12 stones representing the tribes of Israel. The jasper represents Reuben, again. the first of the tribes, since Reuben was firstborn of Jacob. The sardine stone represents Benjamin, the youngest of the 12 sons of Jacob. In other words, the two stones represent the first and the last, and therefore may be regarded as including all the stones in between. Okay? All right? That's kind of like how I feel like when it's talking about your twin flame too. That it's just a connection. Like you're not going up like this anymore. And again, maybe you can go up sometime, then you had to go back down, redo some things, come back up. But again, initially it is when you can vibrate from the highest, the most high form of yourself down. And it just like that DNA strand symbol or the caduce or whatever it's called, it's just like, you know, maybe even a sensation of something like a glowing or like a radiant kind of, you know. It says a rainbow around the throne. And again, for some reason, rainbows have been, you know, popping up in all kind of things. And it says the brilliant light emanating from the throne resembles a rainbow of emerald hues. The rainbow was given as a sign following Noah's flood to remind God of his covenant never, okay, or hers, right? Never again to destroy all flesh with the flood. Ezekiel saw the same rainbow as the brightness around the throne. The world that was previously perished in the flood. In the chapters to follow, the judgment will be by fire. As the rainbow was first reflected on the waters of the world's ruin and continues to be seen only when a cloud is brought over the earth. Wow. So again, you know, that makes me think about a physical cloud or something else that may be brought over the earth in order to even activate or ignite something. Wow. I'm even thinking like a cloud of judgment even. So another deluge, namely of fire, shall precede the new heavens and the earth, and the Lord as here on his throne whence. Revelations 4 and 5, precede lightning and thundering, shall issue the commissions to rid the earth of its oppressors. Wow. So again, so the earth, now we go back to the earth, the soil, and the oppressors, like I said, must represent, when it says that he had the weight or the nations on the governments on her shoulder or his shoulders. That is what I'm talking about. It's like a whole like peeping over. So as I'm learning and growing, I notice that something is there. But then there's also those that are around. And like I said, that's what I call the ancestors, the guides. And, you know, and again, I have to give thanks. Like, okay, family, yeah. But at the end of the day, sometimes it felt like that was my family. It feel like that's my family, you know. And again, sometimes I'd be like, because it'd be like, you know, things, you know, like, it's like they be doing you wrong just like your family, but at least you learn and grow from it. It's not something that keeps smacking you up and keeping you down. It's not the same thing. So now I'm learning about looking at the whole turn the other cheek thing another way. And why I've been so okay with it when I'm usually like, like we could go there like now. You know what I'm saying? We can go there like now, but it's just like, I don't know. So again, all of these things had to happen. It's like a waking, Sleeping Beauty almost, you know? It's like if I could pick a, you know, but even like, look, I'm telling you, we could always take it back because listen, we can always take it back. We can always take it back to these Disney movies. Even though I've had my things to say about Disney, when it comes to these songs, they help us see. I'm telling you, when it comes to some of these things in the storylines as well. Okay. So again, it says like an emerald, the color of the third stone of the high priest's breastplate. I'm guessing Exodus 28:17, Exodus 39:10, and also associated with Satan's covering in the garden of God. The stone of the fourth foundation of the holy Jerusalem, Revelations 21:19. And so again, I do feel like, I'm thinking like somebody, there's things I feel like codes and stuff like that. So this whole journey, I know it's too much information, but again, although, if you're communing with angels, right, and they're beautiful, you may have some type of feelings about this. You're trying to get a grasp on what's really going on here. That's why I'm saying, like, when we're talking about twin flames, we're talking about all this stuff, it kind of is talking about this in a sense, right? But, I felt like, Source was like, and then just like even down low is like it's like bound to falling in love. Like, that's what your problem is. So, you have to grasp yourself. Like, if you communing with, like, it's just a sensation of something. So now I see why people say, like, they're try to ground themselves and refrain from taking anything in. That means to your body, period. Or anything around, you don't want to take it in. You just want to, like, neutralize yourself and go through the pain, or go through with the flow of things to feel and sense out things. So again, but I do feel like because of that, because I feel like this whole Jezebel spirit is around. But again, when I'm looking at myself, right, I feel like I've been like practicing a form of, I don't know, chastity or something. But I feel like when you're doing that, some energies may be coming a little bit even closer. So again, just finding out, just like within the community of the women that's dealing with healing works and stuff, to find out how to protect yourself from unwanted entry or into your being. I don't know, because I feel like some energies we're dealing with, some of us are more powerful in certain departments than others, right? Or certain, and I think that it's getting kind of ugly because some things are going on where maybe things we haven't really dealt with. Again, and I scare myself sometimes thinking like, oh, deal with everything now. Because, with that whole feeling blinded, which I feel like is kind of coming apart now, just being afraid, like, oh my goodness, could I be doing something? Or, whatever. It's like everybody, I feel this energy, like everybody's looking like, like, oh, I can't stand her. And, and I'm just thinking like what I'm doing and what I'm working on and what I'm trying to be and what I'm saying, we all just so-called people. But, I don't know everything. So I just be hoping every day, like, I hope that you don't turn into something when you go to bed and just go terrorizing the nation. Like, what is they looking at you like that for? But I do know that, there's certain things where I feel like energy is directed. And that's just it. And in that case, I'm just like, it would just be nice for us if we would have really learned in church how to really battle against principalities, or even, other forms of, magic that people could use against you, in order to defile your temple, right? So that, we hear about the storylines where somebody's temple was defiled, so they could not make it back to God. And so, I would like to say, like, in my conscious mind, like, I'm feeling like I'm doing everything right. I'm doing like this or whatever, except for like eating half the thing, sometimes. But just being a seer, I can also, I don't know, sense certain things. And I don't know, I just, like I said, I would look to the community of healers and readers and seers in order to try to improve how to protect oneself in spiritual warfare, especially when it comes to women. because that's what I'm going to be starting doing. And I feel like, yes, I do need to start taking this in to consideration and a little bit more seriously. But anyways, I hope that wasn't too much information, but what I'm saying is what I'm trying to give it to you the way I can. The only way that I know I feel like I can. And we're going to go deeper into the storyline from the great lion of God to see if we can see some things there. But I just thought that I just wanted to bring that forward because it helps us see how crafty things happen, like in the past even. You know, like, so then it's to weigh those particular things, especially when it comes to the starting thing. Because to see that that color was embedded into that, and again, maybe, and I'm saying maybe just like I wasn't aware of this, the dress I was going to wear today, I wasn't aware of all these other things. It's just like, you know, damn. And it'd be like, is this a simulation? Like, really? So, I don't know. It's just those little points and factors. Because I feel like it's very important to pay attention to these things. So again, somebody might be able to like, oh, you looking at it like that, but you're supposed to be, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because whatever it is, it is. You know, whatever it is, it is. I just don't want the people to be deceived. Because again, mass deception is my pet peeve. That rhymed, didn't it? Okay, maybe it did. So yeah, that's my pet peeve. And it's something I want to bring awareness to in general. Because I think a lot of us are deceived. There's some people that know exactly what's going on, but a majority of the most of us, again, we're waking up and a lot of us are seeing exactly what it is. Okay? So again, I think that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Gratitude and grand rising to you guys. And thanks for, stopping by. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and join us in the Facebook group, American Aborigines Unchained, if you'd like. You can also walk with me on Instagram at Shay_seeking. And yeah, because like the way my mind works, sometimes I might post it just in the group. I might post it on my Facebook page. I might go ahead and post something on Instagram. But again, it's a storytelling thing. I'm just telling a story. And again, branching off of that story, maybe someone can see that they have a story. And so again, it's just a thing. That's it. Oh yeah, and I don't know if it might be too late, but fair use, you know. I was using that video for educational purposes, you know, so yeah. All right, take care.